All right, we are here. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. We had some slight technical issues here, but thank you once again for joining Nomads Media, your lifestyle media for dreamers and visionaries. I'm Carlo Velasco, and you are watching our episode of Biz Life. And today we are going to interview a one of my favorite entrepreneurs and chefs in Manila, Philippines. And she's made a big leap, a huge leap from the advertising sector, advertising and sales, into the world of entrepreneurship and culinary. So we're very excited to learn more about her journey as an entrepreneur. Her name is Popsie Elegir of Popsie Cakes. Excited also to know more about her, I would say, insights as an entrepreneur and a manager, what she's learning, especially during this time of digital transformation, right? Very important for a lot of us to apply, utilize, and I would say learn more about these digital tools and digital technology that we need for our business. So, what she's learned so far, and of course, her story of, I would say, bravery, right? All of us are, as entrepreneurs, are taking a risk. And what is her motivation behind it? So, very excited. I'm sure a lot of you entrepreneurs out there, a lot of the managers and aspiring business owners would like to get some tips, some inspiration if you're planning to start your own business or you're planning to, I would say, elevate your business. This is the channel, this is the episode for you. This is Biz Life, turn your passion into business. Again, we're interviewing Popsie Elegir of Popsie Cakes, a pastry brand in Metro Manila, Philippines. You are again watching Nomads Media, our lifestyle media for career, business, and everything in between. So without further ado, let's bring in Popsie into our channel, into our live stream here on Nomads Media. Here you go. There you go. Let me see. There you go. Can you hear me? I think you're on mute. Let me just check that. Yeah, you're on mute.
Hi, Carlo.
How are you? There you go. Finally, I can hear you. And
Welcome
thank
to
you,
my
everyone.
kitchen in Manila.
I love it. I love it. Really, really nice space. I wish to visit you in your kitchen uh, soon. And we
Hope
actually
so
have
too.
some people tuning in. We have Nicholas Yun or Yoon. I'm the French buddy who helped Popsy in some way to achieve one part of her pastry dream. Yes. Hey, Nicholas. Thank you for tuning in.
Hi,
And
Nico.
and apologies, by the way, everyone, for the slight delay. We had some technical issues. This is our um, it's been exciting. It's been an exciting week for us. So yeah, the technology was not um, yeah, participating was not so kind to us this morning. And we also have there Arlene Chen. I think Arlene from Singapore. I'm not sure where you're based right now, but thank you for tuning in there. How are you, Popsy? How's everything
I'm very
there
good.
at Popsy Cakes?
Thank you very much for having me, Carlo.
Thank you, thank you. So, Popsy, let's go ahead and start. I'm sure lots of people are tuning in, and even after this, we'll tune in because we do have our community at Nomads and VideoGaga, our marketing agency, who are mostly managers, entrepreneurs, and content creators. And after this, they'll be watching this the recorded version of the live version. Also at VideoGaga, our e-learning and marketing platform, we also have our participants and students. So people who are learning digital marketing, specifically skills they need to improve their marketing from Facebook ads to Google ads and digital tools they need like Canva and CapCut, et cetera, et cetera. So they'll be watching this video, whether it's live or recorded. So I'd like to know, Popsy, what can you say are your passions, professionally and personally?
Well, right now, my passions, professionally and personally, are coinciding. It's my passion for pastry, and now it's a business. So, as you've mentioned earlier, I was a media executive. I spent 21 years with a TV network, and I've always had setting up a business revolving around food in my mind all those years, except that media was so much fun that I stayed and stayed on even if I wanted to set up my own business. And the time we met in our friend's wedding
Yes.
was also the same trip that I had in Europe. I visited Paris for the first time, and pursuing my passion for pastry, I took a short course in Le Cordon Bleu Paris. And from there, I told
Yes.
myself, I have to do this full time, one day. It took me, that was 2016, and I took the leap of faith around 2019 when my friend Nicholas Yoon, hi, he invited me to join him in his pastry program in a very prestigious school in Paris in 2020. So that's when I enrolled, quit my job, left Manila,
Nice.
Philippines, left my family, my old career to pursue a
Wow.
new career in pastry. So I was doing it already on the side. I had the full-time job with my TV network, but I was already baking from home, joining bazaars, but I was just taking short courses. And in 2020, I decided to pursue a full program. It was a certificate course, a professional pastry course in Ferrandi, Paris.
Exciting, exciting. I can just imagine uh, that opportunity, right? The feeling you had when you took your training, right? Took up your
Yes,
training in
yes. We were in
Paris.
touch at the time.
Yes, yes. I was hoping to see you, but yeah, I guess COVID, happened.
Yes,
I was
yes.
hoping to see you when you were doing your training in Paris, and of course, I've been based in Madrid, hoping to
Yes,
see
because
you
I
somewhere in
wanted
Europe.
to visit you many times, but because of the COVID restrictions, I wasn't able to. I hope to see you in Manila soon.
Yes, I hope to visit you there and to get a taste of Popsy cakes. We have also a few messages. Roman Potier saying hi, good to see you. And yeah, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Um, so let's go ahead and continue. Was becoming a pastry chef or a chef in general your plan from the beginning? Tell us more about that dream, or if not, how so? What happened
So
there?
before enrolling, it took me months and months of decision making, and it's not natural for me to take a risk business wise because all my life I've had a executive position in a media company. So
Yeah,
I'm used to being an employee, having a boss. So when I
yeah,
did decide to pursue this passion, I told myself this is it. when I go there, I have to absorb everything, learn, and in mind was what can I set up when I come back to the Philippines? What type of shop? What type of bakery? And then I was learning a lot about pastries. Roman is my chef in Paris.
Oh, wow.
So hi Roman. I asked him to tune in today. And in my 2 years in Paris, the first year was as a student, and of course the challenge was COVID. We had to stop schooling. I had to wait around to see if they will resume classes, and they did. And I had to extend for more training. And all that time in my mind is, what will the Filipinos want for me to serve when I get back? What type of business? What would they like out of the pastries that I've been learning? So I tried as much as possible to taste as many pastries as I can. And not only that, the training in the kitchen, how can I impart that to my future assistants or employees? How do I grow as a company? Right now, we're in the startup phase. I found some partners. I partnered up with a cafe.
Mhm.
So we set up this kitchen behind me.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So this is the kitchen that we developed, set up last year, and we started operating the last quarter of last year in time for Christmas, because Christmas is a huge occasion to Filipinos and they love to give gifts. And so my pastries
Yes,
were
exactly.
a top a gift that was given away by Filipinos.
Exactly. Yeah, we do love giving presents, especially food, sweets as gifts. Yeah, beautiful. We also got a message from Lolo Emimi. Yeah, so I'm very happy. We also have our friends from France tuning in. I love Popsy cakes. Yum.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. What about when you were younger? Has culinary, baking, cooking in general been your dream? As you mentioned earlier, before being an entrepreneur and a pastry chef, you were a media executive, specifically at ABS-CBN, right? In the Philippines. But when you before that, like when you were um, 2 years ago, no, just kidding, when we were all much younger, was being a chef your dream or part of your dream?
It wasn't my original dream, to be honest, because growing up, my mother was an executive herself, and she was going to the office every day, and she wanted us kids to, you know, work, have a career, and the idea was the office setup. So my degree in
Mhm.
college is business management. I've always wanted to set up a business. I wasn't sure what, but in college, while I was taking up my marketing operations, um, I was already very much interested in the restaurant, hotel, cafe side of
Mhm.
type of businesses. So actually my first job was as a management trainee of a cafe, because I wanted to learn how does it work, how, because I come from a family of employees, career
Yeah.
oriented. My sister's a lawyer, another sister's an architect. My brother and father are pilots. My mother was in
Wow.
government. So none of us had the business vein
Hmm.
or the business sense. We didn't have a family business. So I wanted to start something. Except when I was going in between jobs, I stumbled on a media sales position in ABS-CBN, a large TV network in Manila, Philippines. And I stayed there for 21 years because it was so much fun. We
Yeah, I
did a
can
lot of
imagine.
events. I met a lot of friends, colleagues who are now considered family. We call each other the kapamilya.
Yes.
But at the end, at the back of my mind, I've always wanted to set up something, a cafe. I kept postponing it until one fateful day, my friend Nicholas called me and said he's taking up a pastry program in Paris. And I said, hey, I'm so jealous. That's my dream. And he told me, why don't you come? Come and join me. So it took me many, many months of decision making. And here I am now.
Yes.
I made a deal with myself that I have to make this happen. I know that it's very challenging. There's so many bakers, good bakers in Manila, so many establishments that are very
It's true.
professional. How do I compete, or how do I even make a mark? So I told myself I need to elevate my knowledge and take a full certificate program in a prestigious school in Paris. And all of my lifetime savings went into that.
Yeah, I can imagine the life of an entrepreneur, right? A risk
It's very
taker.
scary, to be honest. Very, very scary.
Yeah, that's really part of it, right? High
And
risk, but yeah, more
yes,
opportunities
I
for
decided
high
to
risk.
invest in myself.
Indeed. Yeah, it's really like investing in a business is investing in yourself, right? In your career, being in control of your future, right?
Yeah.
Um, creating opportunities for yourself and for others. That's actually the one of the best part, personally, of entrepreneurship, of starting your own business. What have been your biggest challenges so far? Um, and perhaps you can share how do you resolve them and or even survive them.
Okay, right now, it's quite a struggle, I would say, because we're in the startup phase, as I've mentioned. And my partners and I want to build the business, slowly grow as the business grows. So right now we're in the phase where we are trying to professionalize the back end part, because baking is not just creating pastries and selling them.
Mhm.
So much more goes into it. Um, Pricing, trying to purchase ingredients, premium ingredients at the most reasonable price. And with the limited staff that I have right now, I have one assistant, one full time assistant, and one
Mhm.
part time assistant. So, how do we compete with the bakeries that are seen in the mall? So, right now, our idea is to set up the kitchen to be able to produce pastries in volume, so that we will eventually transition from catering to my online end customers to bigger companies or events like other cafes, maybe small hotels. I've already started catering to events like a wedding good for 200 people.
That's
And
lovely.
right now I'm
Exciting.
getting a lot of inquiries for that. And a friend is also trying to get me into the airport lounge
Oh,
to
nice.
serve pastries there. So we're trying to move away from just online customers who order by the dozen. But at the same time, the cafe that I partnered with, I already provide them with their pastries. And we're in a very lifestyle building. So there's a
Mhm.
gym, there's a cigar room, there's a studio right next to me. So I've been catering to the regulars of the building as well. So it's a very interesting platform, because I'm able to recreate pastries that I learned from Paris and see if it caters to their tastes. And sometimes I notice that it's very different. So the challenge
I can imagine.
that I've been facing is my training in Paris doesn't necessarily translate to sales here in Manila. So I have
Mm-hmm.
to develop products that are more for the Filipino taste. We have a more American background or reference when it comes to pastries. Plus, the culture in Paris is very different from the pastry culture here.
Mm-hmm.
In Paris, people line up even during snow, during the winter, they line up, and the pastry culture is everyone eats pastries every
Yeah.
day. And here it's more celebratory. It's more for birthday parties, more for Christmas, Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. So that's
Special
the challenge
occasion.
that I'm facing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess in those challenges, right, that's where creativity
Yes.
comes in.
It's
How would
challenging,
you
but at the
know?
same time exciting. Exciting, and right now we're in, like I've mentioned, we're in the transition stage where I was a home baker. I
Mhm.
just graduated from my course in Paris, and I did an extra 1 year of training. I did 3 internships, and the third shop took me in and let me stay for another year. So that way, I was able to imbibe the mentality, how to make things work around the kitchen more efficiently, and how to not waste many products, many
Mhm.
ingredients.
Yeah, let's see if
It's
we
very
can
challenging.
play some of your recipes from there. We've shown a clip from your academy, right?
Yes.
Where you got your training in Paris. But what can you say would be your personal style as a pastry chef?
Okay, there's so many pastry styles, and I discovered that the pastry universe is so big. So in my 2 years in Paris, I really looked around. Who am I? If I were a bakery, what is my personality? How do I extend my personality as a bakery or as a bake shop? And French pastries are known to be very beautiful, mirrored cakes, very elegant. When you enter a pastry shop, it looks like a jewelry shop. But then there's a new wave of hip and very young. There's a very young vibe in some pastry shops in Paris, and I was very fortunate to be an intern in two. It was Mamiche Boulangerie and Union Boulangerie, and
Nice.
it was very useful in the sense that the products are, as it comes out of the oven, it is brought to the shelf, to the display case. The shop looks like it's a speakeasy shop. You don't know, is this a bakery? And then when you enter, it's the display of the pastries are there. You can smell it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to translate that to my business in Manila, where my pastries will be, not that it's not pretty, but it's very friendly, not intimidating, and when you open a box, it's when you bite into it, when you taste the flavors of Paris, mixed in with some Filipino flavors that we love, like banana cake, um,
Yeah.
covered with chocolate and nuts. And of course, I like to use premium ingredients. At the same time, I don't wanna, pricing wise, I don't wanna be too expensive, not too expensive as usually you're able to taste French pastries in hotels. So
Mm-hmm.
in my case, I brought down the pricing range each pastry, it's like €1, even under €1 for a madeleine. Or for
Hmm.
a bite-sized cookie, it's like 40 pesos. That's not even $1.
Yeah.
So I want people to buy my pastries in bulk, like 2 dozens of vanilla cream puffs. And so far, I've been getting that response. I hear people saying, "Oh, my husband treated your cream puffs like it was a bag of chips." Or I hear someone ate 7 cream puffs in a row. Or I love eating your cookies at night. I can't resist them. I must have eaten 2 dozens over a week. So I'm very happy that's what number one brings me joy is when
Yes.
people get a sense of instant gratification when they taste my pastries. If I can do this for free, Carlo, I would just to
Yeah.
make people happy through my pastries
It's
because
true. Yeah.
I wanted to show you something. This was my
Ooh, what's this?
creativity project in school.
Oh, wow.
So in school we had art classes. We even had oniology classes. So we were asked to come up with a pastry, and we had to come up with our own logo. So mine was
Nice.
joie, which means
Hmm.
joy in English. And we had to introduce ourselves. So this is me
Nice. I'm
explaining who
loving
I
it.
am. And then what is my
Storytelling.
inspiration? My inspiration are my friends. Okay.
Beautiful.
My friends, because when we get together in the middle of a stressful day, we like to gather around food or drinks. And when we eat something really good, then we're
Hmm.
instantly happy. Like the stress of the day goes away. Or even a glass of wine or champagne makes us,
Hmm.
wind down easily and forget our worries, even for an hour. And so I came up with this dessert. It's a
Beautiful.
it's a daqwas. Daqwas is in between a meringue. It's sort of a meringue. It's like a imagine a macaron, but has the texture of a cake. And then the cream
Beautiful.
is a light vanilla pastry cream with fresh strawberries. So in my mind, this is the dessert that will give me instant joy. And I want to impart that to Filipinos, my friends, my family, extended to people I don't know. Right now, of course, my core customers are friends, family, and friends of friends. But uh, fortunately, with social media, I'm able to reach other people that I don't necessarily know personally. I get a lot of orders now on Instagram and Facebook. My business is thriving on orders from social media, and that's where I also communicate what's new, what are my new products, how much are they. Just call me, DM me. At the same time, ready-made products are at the cafe that I'm partnered up with, which is in Capitolio, Pasig. The name of the cafe is Caferista, located at number 11 Brixton Street, Capitolio, Pasig.
Of course, that's in Metro Manila.
That's in Metro Manila, Philippines. Come visit me, everybody, if you're in Manila.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, actually, that's one of the main reasons why we invited you here. It's really to give people an idea how is it to start out, right? A business, and how's the experience like? Um, and just getting the feedback from customers, new customers, that's gratifying, really. And one of the main reasons why we're doing this. What can you say now would be the difference between being a chef and an entrepreneur?
Okay, that's actually very tricky because right now I wear both hats. So So I'm in the kitchen. Uh, right now, I've been able to train my assistants. So the past 3 months, I I can say now that I can leave them alone in the kitchen. That I can already really look into the finances of the business. Try and set up, business accounts instead of personal accounts for the Instagram ordering system. That's my next goal uh, after the Christmas rush and Valentine rush. So we're now really looking into our pricing. So the difference is in the kitchen, it's all creativity and kitchen work. As a business entrepreneur, luckily I have my partner, so they also I'm able to butt heads with them. What can we do? How else can we grow as a company? How else can we grow as a food service? And my background with sales is helping. So I'm trying to get my feet into a members only club, try to bring in pastries into their pastry shop. I've also tapped friends who give away presents on a monthly basis. So I'm trying to grow accounts. Since that's my background, I was an account executive. So I'm trying to grow accounts now since I can leave my assistants in the kitchen. I'm really thinking of ways how our company can grow, and at the same time still help them out if the orders are big. I'm in the kitchen, so it's a juggling act. I'm also the one in charge of purchasing, of the money part of the business. So it's
Indeed.
very, I don't know if it's all jumbled up actually. There's no difference to me right now because I'm one and the same. I'm the kitchen cleaner. I'm the purchaser. My assistants take 2 days off of the week, and I don't. I'm here every day, but I love it. I'm not complaining. It's very challenging, of course. We're not yet there, but I think the potential is there. So it's just one more step towards the direction of making it happen. Like I wonder sometimes, how did Krispy Kreme become Krispy Kreme? How did Red Ribbon become Red Ribbon? So that's where I'm
Yes.
at right now.
Exciting times for you. Exciting times for Popsy Cakes. Definitely.
Yes.
That's very inspiring, Popsy. And yes, of course, we are here to also tackle those challenges that a lot of business owners and managers are facing, and that's very helpful, and insightful as well for you to share those things. What's next, right? Where are you taking this project, this business further? Let's just read some of the messages on our live stream. We have Mary Ann Laureano. Just do it. You did it. You did it. Made us. You did make us proud. You do. There. Thank you. And oh, we have Sunshine Pui um, tuning in. Thank you, Sunshine, for joining us. Congrats, Pops. Can't wait to have your baked treats again. Everyone must try.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunshine and Marianne. Bea, congrats, Pops. And our friend Michelle. Hi, Pops and Carlo. Hi. Thank you for tuning in. So, um, when it comes to being a chef, starting out as a career, because we have two people here, right? Two types of, I would say, aspirants who may be watching this. Let's start with aspiring chefs. and bakers, what career advice would you give them? How should they start?
The advice I would give bakers out there is keep your passion alive, because it's easy to lose that passion, that burning passion inside, when you're like struggling with inflation, the rising costs of ingredients, or this month I didn't hit my sales targets. Keep them alive by trying new recipes, uh, with the stuff in your freezer, in your chillers. Make something out of your leftovers. Um, Crunch the numbers. You have to know how much money is going in, how much money is going out. Um, what else can I tell other bakers?
Yeah.
Keep learning. In my case, after maybe I feel comfortable with how the kitchen is running, the business is running, I still have dreams of learning again, maybe take up more courses. My next um, goal is to maybe learn in Japan or Korea. They have a very thriving pastry culture as well. And I always want to take my learnings back to Manila. I always wanted, everyone was asking me, why didn't you stay in Paris? You were already there. Oh, but I've always wanted to bring back my learning to Manila. I wanted to
Indeed.
share everything that I've tasted, the flavors, and, you know, come up with pastries that the Filipinos would love.
Indeed, indeed. And that's important, right? Knowing who your community is, who your customers are, from learning something foreign, or I would say international or foreign, to applying it, adapting um, to the local scene, right? To the local market. How about for people who want to start their own business in general? What would be your
Okay,
advice?
my advice for people starting a business, is that your
Yeah, who
question?
want to start a business?
Okay, I think try to gain confidence in what service or product you want to offer. So in my case, I had baker friends who told me, you don't have to go to Paris, just set up your business. And I said, I've been thinking about that, but I think I'll feel more comfortable and confident if I learn in a classroom setup. And I was right, because after my certificate course and after all the trainings and the extra year that I stayed in Paris, I felt more confident. I felt I got the fastest, the most, how do I say it? Uh, Very hard training.
Mhm.
It was 8-10 hour days in the kitchen on my feet, going to work at 6 in the morning, every day for 6 days of the week, being away from family. I had to make new friends there. So I think all those struggles jumbled up into my motivation to start this business here and start, creating my own pastries for my local audience.
Yeah,
So
your
I
local
know that
community.
local community, and hopefully we can go nationwide. I have those dreams too. We have to figure out how to courier my cookies and pastries all over the Philippines, not just Metro Manila. Right now, I'm very thankful for courier partners like Lalamove, Grab. I have to come up with pastries that can be transported by a motorbike and won't melt in the Philippine heat. So
Yeah,
for business starters, I would say just take a leap of faith. When I was working in media, I was able to save up some money. And I keep telling myself, just do it, Popsy. With you have enough capital. Some businesses even start without any capital. Just
Yeah.
put in the work, the hard work, and never give up. I put in a lot of hours. If I like to bake my pastries fresh. So if someone wants to pick up at 7:30 in the morning, I say sure. And I have to wake up at 3 in the morning, 4 a.m. to do that. And if someone wants to order and have it delivered at 10 p.m., okay, I'll take it home with me and book a rider. Just be very accommodating, and it'll work for you in the future. And always learn, always try new recipes, even just watch videos online. There's so many recipes right now in Instagram. My algorithm is all
Yeah, I
cakes
can imagine.
from the US, from Europe, and I love it. This is a video from our Christmas preparation in the shop I worked at.
Yeah. Delicious. Yeah. So these are,
Oh, my coworkers, Maddie, Roma.
so yeah, we're playing some of those clips here in our live stream. And of course, part of being a business owner, part of being a chef is being a manager, right?
Yes.
Do you have any management tips or pointers on being an effective leader or being an effective manager?
Okay, to be honest, I'm still getting to know myself as a kitchen manager, but I like to keep it easy. Like, I like my assistants to be happy. I let them take off if they want to come. Can I come earlier so that I can leave later? Yeah, sure. Then I'll step in because I would say my experience in the kitchen in Paris was difficult in the sense that it was boom, boom, boom. 10-hour days, 8-hour days, on my feet, back pains. So
Hmm.
I like to run my kitchen in such a way that, it's not painful. It should be enjoyable. Life is short, especially coming out of the pandemic.
Hmm.
We realize what's important. We realize that should be enjoyable, and live life to the fullest, of course. Do what you love so you don't feel like you're working, as Confucius would say. So I'd like to keep I almost think that I spoil them, but I like to keep it, like when they make mistakes, I laugh out loud. Oh, I remember myself when I was an intern. But of course, they step up to the plate when during Christmas when we had major orders. They were working very fast, efficiently, and in a month's time, 2 months' time, they're exceeding my expectations.
Hmm.
I can already leave them. I can already take days off, but yeah, management style. That's about it. Like, keep it easy because some kitchens are toxic. I don't want my kitchen to be toxic at all.
Yeah, that's very important, really. Wow, couldn't agree more. Because one of the things I learned as a manager is really like making sure that you have I would say an environment that's conducive to um,
Work
working
for
and
you.
living, right?
Yes.
To work and live at the same time.
Mhm.
So if you put your place, right, yourself in their spot, um,
Yes, yes, definitely.
how
Because I've
should
been
that
there.
environment be, right?
Yes.
Where do you get your inspiration from? In terms of, I would say the desserts, the pastries you create, and for your business in general.
Well, my inspiration for the taste, for the flavor, it's from all of my travels. So as a kid, as I've mentioned, my father is a pilot, so we were able to travel around the world. In the beginning, it was more America, visiting cousins. So my flavors are very American until I started visiting Europe and my 2 year stint in Paris, obviously. So I have a lot of pastry chef gods in my head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cedric Brulee, number one. He's very popular, and I love Christophe Michelak, and his pastry display is amazing. And the internships that I worked at, Mamiche Boulangerie was my goal. They didn't pay me to work as an intern, and I
Mm-hmm.
accepted that training.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is Union Boulangerie. I loved it there. I made friends there, and Roma is a good friend. He was a mentor. He is amazing. My coworkers were very good. They worked very fast. So they're my inspiration, actually. My coworkers, I still have my chef's voice in my head.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can
so I
imagine.
learned very much from them. Even the business owners, I would, watch them. How do they think? And I was very fortunate to work with Union Boulangerie in its beginning phase, and I saw them grow over a year's time. In the beginning, we were maybe a staff of four, and in the end, when I left after a year, we were maybe 10 already.
Nice.
And because of the COVID restrictions, we were in the beginning when I was an intern, we were making 150 desserts for the pastry station. Later on, it was up to like 500 desserts, pastries in a day. And that's the French culture. That's how much pastries they can consume. And
They need. Yeah.
there's a bakery in every corner. So it's very
Wow.
interesting
Yeah.
how to learn how to make pastries in volume, and still they're artisanal. They're handmade, made with love. So I'm trying to recreate that in my kitchen here.
Exciting, exciting. We
Very
have a
exciting.
few more messages from our friends. Marilyn, well done, Popsy. Loving where you are now. More power to you.
Thank
From
you.
Michelle, Popsy has the best cream puffs. Ooh, can't wait to try that out. I wish we can have clips or we can show some of those to entice people, right? A bit of food porn.
Just visit my Facebook page and my Instagram, Popsy Cakes. You'll see all
Popsy
of my,
cakes.
I call them my babies. You'll see all of my babies there.
Let's type it right now. There. There. All right. Popsy cakes. So on Instagram and Facebook, right? So they
Yes.
can visit the your accounts.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Again from Roma. Oh, ooh, good old memories. And from JV, congrats, Pops. We are proud of you. There, a little bit of family support. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. We have a few more questions for Popsy. Again, we're here on Nomads Media, the lifestyle media for dreamers and visionaries, especially in business and I would say career and everything in between. We're interviewing Popsy Elegir of Popsy Cakes, pastry chef and entrepreneur. Talk more about her biz life, how she turned her passion into a business, into reality. So, how would you find this time your brand or your business, Popsy Cakes?
Um, I actually started selling banana loaves every Christmas since, I don't know, I forgot since when. And then one day I was offered a stall in a bakery fair in Santa Elena by Hindi Weber. And I had to come up with a name because I didn't have a brand. I didn't have a brand. I just sold my banana loaves to aunties, to friends, and they would give it out as their gifts. And I didn't have a brand. So a cousin of mine thought of the brand name Popsie Cakes. He said, "How about Popsie Cakes?" Isn't it cheesy? But then it stuck with me, and I had to come up with a brand right away to register my stall in the bazaar.
Mhm.
So yes,
Yeah.
that's how Popsy Cakes came about.
Yeah, it's very, for me, it's catchy.
Yes.
Um, it doesn't work. It's work.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of something very, I would say, bright, dessert, like a popsicle. What do you call this? A lollipop, a pop cake, right? Like a lollipop
Yes,
style
yes,
pastry. That's what it reminds me of. And childhood, right?
yes.
Uh, what do you call it? Pop cakes, I think.
Cake
Uh,
pops.
Cake pops.
Cake
And then, of
pops.
course, you have Pop Tarts. Very catchy. I love the brand. Um, why do you think, I mean, you're coming from media. I'm sure you have an opinion about it. What do you think having a brand is important for any business, considering a lot of small business owners and I would say new business owners, people who are planning out their businesses, uh, don't really consider this as an important thing. But what's your opinion about having a brand?
Well, having the brand means I'm not sure how I feel about it. To me, right now, it's the handle. It's the handle where people can find me. I don't even put my I don't even put my contact number on my packaging. It's just Popsy Cakes and Caferista, my partner. So with social media now, they can easily find me on Facebook, on Instagram. And funny story, someone told me he saw someone's wallet open up and my sticker was there.
Mm,
Someone took away my sticker from the packaging and put it on her wallet to remind her that where how to order. So that's very interesting how a brand can drive people to order through social media.
yeah. As simple as that, right? As simple as having a name and a logo, and your channel where people can find you is it's very simple, but um, it makes a difference.
Of course, and the colors, the even the fonts are important because the personality of my pastries or my brand, I want it to be casual, friendly. So even the choice of the font is important. I want if you see my menu, there's it's very clean, and then right away you see under cakes, cookies, what can you order. So I'm also very much in the transition phase on
Mm-hmm.
with regarding to that the look that I'm after. I'm
Yeah.
currently looking into talking to marketing people to help me out and also to improve my social media presence. Right now, everything is just me. And as people would know, it takes a lot of money. But to have a very professional we're, we're making in the kitchen, and soon we'll try to improve our social media presence, our look. But
Yeah.
for now, I'm very happy with the fonts and the brand.
Yeah, I'm loving it, definitely. And I can see here, yeah, it's definitely a business that's thriving on social media, online. It's very digital marketing and social media is very essential
Very
to this
digital.
type of business. Yeah, so yeah, we're showing you guys the Instagram feed of Popsy Cakes, just enticing you a little bit. We haven't had any uh, food brand on the show on Nomads Media, so I'm quite excited to share some of these shots, food shots. And yeah, speaking of marketing, um, you've mentioned earlier how it's important, right, to your business, how you're utilizing, especially since you're getting a lot of online orders. Um, how important is it to you? Well, that's a fact already, but how do you utilize marketing?
Well, right now I'm also in the process of really understanding the market. So when once I really am able to know, because some people tell me, Popsy, you have to target the masses. Popsy, you have to improve the look of your packaging, or so and so and so and so. So it's a lot of information. And my business course in college is a long time ago, and of course it has digital marketing wasn't around yet at the time. But the basic principles of marketing is there. For me, number one right now is the product. We're developing what is the main product that we want to sell. And right now, what is the best seller out of everything that I've been making are the cream puffs, my brown sugar dark chocolate flat cookie, and my strawberry cake. So for I'm also still in the learning process of my target market. So in terms of positioning, I wanna I don't want to be too high end, but then I wanna serve premium ingredients at a reasonable price. Some say, Popsy, that's impossible. No, it's possible. I want to make it happen. I want to make it possible because I myself am very budget conscious. So if I buy a cake and I spend, if it's 500 pesos, if it's 2,000 pesos, I want it to be worth my money.
Hmm.
So pricing is very important. You know, the basic four P's: product, price, promotion. Those are what I have in mind. And I also look at digital marketing classes, and I've been looking into maybe enrolling in some or hiring someone to do it for me, because it's overwhelming what goes into a business, what you have to do. And if I'm in the kitchen, I'm not able to really focus on other things. So right now that I can leave my assistants in the kitchen, I'm more focused on marketing, growing the business, and sales. And number one is to fix our online presence, because some say, how do we order? It's quite difficult, or we don't see everything. It's because I'm also creating a lot of products, seeing what people would like.
Hmm.
Sometimes
Testing
I
and
come up,
learning.
yes, because the market is also very how do I say it? Very picky. You know, some like this type, or can you remove the chocolate chips in your flat cookie? But that entails a lot of testing and pricing and costing. So some people ask me for, do you have sugar-free products right now? Yes, I wanna try that, but maybe later, because I'm trying to still streamline my menu. There's so many things going on, and that's in my next steps. A long list of things to do is to improve my marketing, improve my online presence.
Yeah. Well, you do have the content already, as you can see here. You have food. You have delicious pastries and desserts, and that you can
I try my
maximize
best. I
definitely.
try my best to take nice photos with the help of some friends, and um, maybe in the future we can already hire professionals to do this for us.
Yes,
I'm
that's
very
the
lucky
goal.
to have I'm very lucky to have connections in my former um, work who are willing to help me. They're asking me, I'll help you with your branding, I'll help you with your strategy, and they ask me a lot of questions like, who are you? Who do you perceive to be your competition? And I have yet to fill in those questions because right now I am still learning. Who am I as a bakery? Who am I? How do I want my products in the market? What is their positioning? What's the
Yes.
pricing? So I'm
Yeah.
very much in the startup phase, and it's a very interesting learning process.
Yeah, and even for established businesses, I think branding and marketing is really and of course the business in general, but specifically since we're talking about knowing your brand personality, who your business is, who your brand is. It's going to be a long-term, I would say, evolution for a
Yes,
brand.
yes, and it will
It's
forever
always
be
gonna,
changing.
yes, forever be changing. There's nothing constant, um, but when it comes to a period of time, you can be consistent with your brand. And then
Yes,
after you reach, I don't know, for some brands, a year, 2 years, 3 years, they rethink and reinvent their brand, or I would say tweak it a little bit. So yeah, for people who are confused, what's happening with my business, um, it's I would say it's really a process that your brand is evolving, that you're questioning it, and that you would like to evolve. So actually, with us at our agency, we are a marketing agency. We have two agencies in Metro Manila and here in Madrid. It's always evolving the brand, and from starting out as I would say, a group of friends helping out businesses to becoming a boutique agency. Now we have our own media brand. So it's really, uh, I would say, an exercise of reinvention for any business. Okay, let's talk about Popsy Cakes. You were showing them your feed earlier. Um, what would be your top three desserts that people should order from
Oh,
Popsy Cakes?
I mentioned that the ones that are really popular among my products are my cream puffs. I have 5 flavors right now. I hope to extend it to even more flavors, but right now I have the vanilla cream puff, chocolate cream puff, cafe, and then I came up with a cereal milk flavor, and um, most requested flavor matcha is the latest among the cream puff flavors. And the next unexpected bestseller is this flat cookie. It's a brown sugar dark chocolate flat cookie, and I sprinkle it with fleur de sel, which is a French salt, which gives it that.
Mm.
Ooh, I love it when I see people really open their eyes when they eat it. That's the flat cookie I'm talking about.
Ooh, wow, looks
And
good.
when people ask for a birthday cake, I always recommend my strawberry cake because I use premium ingredients. I use French butter, French cream. It's very tricky that it melts in the Manila heat, but then
Hmm.
fortunately my customers are very patient with me. I tell them it has to go into the refrigerator. Do not put it out on display because it's just so much better when real cream with the high fat content is used in
Exactly.
creams and cakes. So the newest variation of my strawberry cake is the pistachio strawberry cake. Again, inspired by my. I love that combination of flavors, pistachio and strawberry. It's not that popular here, so some people are still, I find the cake too dense or this and that. But then it's made
Mhm,
with ground pistachios, and
mhm.
it's too expensive, but then it's worth it.
I
So
can
those are
imagine.
my
Yeah,
top
yeah.
three. Those are my top three products. But I'm still in the process of coming up with new items. I told my assistants, let's try making brioche. There's this shop in Paris that I love that sells a brioche with almond praline in the middle. So that's what we want to
Mhm.
try next. Brioche
Yeah, and
bun.
also for a
Sorry, yes.
market like the Philippines, right? For Metro Manila, where these flavors are not common, it's really a call for adventure, right? To try new flavors, and well, you don't know what you'll get. It may bring you to a different place when you try a new flavor. And I guess that's what you're introducing as well to your market and community. So what's next for Popsy Cakes?
What's next? I hope to be more present in other, let's say, bazaars, and I'm in talks with some cafes to distribute some of my pastries there, and some establishments have been ordering my mini pastries for their private events. So I hope to reach more Filipinos, more pastry lovers out there, because right now somehow it's still a limited distribution. So
Mhm.
hopefully we're able to distribute in a bigger scale in the next few months.
Exciting times, exciting times. Where can they order, especially for friends in Metro Manila, where can they order your desserts?
Well, they can visit the cafe that I'm partnered up with. It's in 11 Brixton Street, Capitolio, Pasig. My kitchen is located on the second floor. It's just a kitchen.
Mhm.
There's no
Mhm.
storefront. There's no display. We're a commissary, a cloud kitchen, but you can order my ready-made pastries at the cafe called Caferista, and you can also order online through my Instagram and Facebook page called Popsy Cakes.
So it's in Pasig, right? They can visit you there at Caferista, um, in Pasig City. Let me type that out. All right. And then, of course, on social media, Facebook and Instagram, they can contact you at Popsy Cakes.
Yes.
Exciting, exciting. I don't know if, yeah, the connection is always a challenge, right? Our video
Carlo,
is a bit,
can
or
we
my
put you
video.
on pause for a second? I need to
Sure.
hook up on a charger. Hold on.
Yes, go ahead. So yeah, while we're waiting for Popsy, again, thank you everyone for tuning in. We're almost done with our live session. Thank you for tuning in on Nomads Media. Again, we are a lifestyle media, a publication published by our marketing agencies, Nomads and VideoGaga. We created Nomads Media for business owners, managers, creators, and of course for aspiring business owners out there. So we're excited to share more stories of entrepreneurs, of creators who are one of our, I would say, one of the new breeds of entrepreneurs out there. And then, of course, people who aspire to be business owners themselves. So Nomads Media is a lifestyle, career and business-centric lifestyle publication. So expect us to produce and create stories of business owners, of brands, stories that and also information that will be useful and inspiring for people like you. Um, for those who are just tuning in, we're almost done with our interview with Popsie Elegir, a chef and entrepreneur in Metro Manila, Philippines. We talked about her journey as a business owner and her basically her brainchild, Popsy Cakes. All right. So yeah, did you know before we end that your name? You probably know already, but of course, since I'm based here in Spain, and have and speaking Spanish, um, yeah, speaking Spanish for 6 years now. Elegir is actually a very uh, strong word. It means to choose, select. So I can't wait to select to choose some of your your pastries when I get back. So yeah, your last name Elegir is to choose.
Yes, yes,
So
it
that
is.
I'm sure you know, right? Yeah, you
Yes,
know
it's
already.
yes. Elegir means to choose.
That's strong. I love it. Um, we were actually talking about it here at Nomad. Wow, it's a very interesting last name because, of course, as far as I know, it's a Spanish word, but
It's a Spanish
common,
word.
it's not a common last name in Spain. But of course, um, it's a common word that people use all the time. So, wow, that's very interesting. Very
I
interesting
actually
indeed.
didn't know that it meant that until I was taking up my foreign language class in college. My professor was
Oh,
calling me Miss Elect, Miss Elect,
yeah,
and I wasn't looking. Miss LA here. Don't you know your name
yeah,
means Miss? Your name means elect to choose. Oh, I didn't
yes.
know that. So I
I
went
love it.
back to my dad, and how come he didn't tell me that's what it meant? He knew, but he just never told me. But I don't have Spanish blood. It's just the name. I'm assuming
Yes,
that
of course.
during the Spanish colonization, that the name
They
was
was
left.
assigned.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, was assigned to the well, your ancestors, our
Yeah.
ancestors. Last names were assigned to us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Exciting times indeed for Popsy Cakes. I can't wait to try out your desserts. If only you can ship them here,
I know. I
right?
hope to be able to ship somehow because cousins and aunties are
Yeah,
like, "Can you
wow.
ship them here? We'll pay for shipping." I don't know how.
Yeah. And of course, I can wait to see your business grow. Um, I would say, yeah, I mean, including to inspire more people and empower more people, your staff, and of course, your customers and your community, of course, your growing community. We have a few more messages before we end. I actually flashed them earlier. Celeste, so proud of you, Popsy. Someone is so proud. Oh, Celeste, or yeah, Celeste. Someone is proud of you too. A bit of showbiz there. If I got it right, Celeste. And from Danny, congrats. Again, from our dear friend Michelle, Mitch, you're only you're only living half a life if you haven't had a cookie from Popsy Cakes.
Thank
I'm
you,
hungry.
everyone.
Yeah. Thank you again, everyone. So yeah, Popsy, any uh, I would say final tips for our fellow business owners, especially the aspiring business owners out there.
Okay, guys, don't be afraid. Just do it. If I'm able to do it in It doesn't matter what age you are. Doesn't matter if you're busy. Just go for it. It if I was able to do it, quit my job of 21 years, pack my bags, move to a different country, and then COVID happened. I was able to survive it, and now I'm in the exciting journey of trying to grow my business, and in the process, I'm making people happy through my creations and my pastries. Everything I learned from people who helped me, my chefs, my coworkers, who were very patient in my Filipino pace. They called me a grammaire. That means grandma in French. They had to speak to me in English, otherwise I'd get their instructions wrong. So if I was able to survive being in a French kitchen with people working twice as fast as me and carrying 25-kilo flour and butter, it's never too late. It's never too late to pursue your passion, your dreams. And I'm fulfilling those dreams right now. And I
Lovely.
really am so grateful for all the support of my friends, family. I've been back in Manila for almost 2 years now, and I've been able to survive with orders and, you know, weddings and parties
Mhm.
that, Popsie, we're not gonna order dessert. We want to order from you. And thank you to all those friends and former colleagues, co-workers, even grade school friends. People
Mhm.
I bump into who get to. I'm a walking bakery. I always have
Yeah.
baked goods with me. So I always share them. So
You're
I'm
that
so
friend.
happy now. Now they order for me from me for all of the gifts that they give out, and I'm so grateful. I
Yeah,
love
I'm
I love serving big orders because it's very challenging in the kitchen. 600 cookies, 300 cream puffs. Okay, sure. And then my assistants and I really get excited when we get huge orders. So
wow.
everyone do it, whatever it is that you want to do, even with very limited capital. Um, like me, I partnered up and I'm able to get some help from my partners. This space is care of my partners, and I'm able to. It's better for me to do it with them. I get a lot of insights from them. They run a cafe, so they have more experience with me than me in terms of running a business. So I'm very grateful for all the support that I've been getting from friends and my family.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so
And
much, Popsy, for
Thank you, Carla, for having me. This
yes,
was
I
very
really love the
this is so much fun for me to share my story, my journey,
yeah.
and
That's
learning
really
experiences.
yeah,
It's
very
a forever
useful.
learning experience.
True, forever learning experience. We are lifelong learners indeed. Thank you, Popsy, for sharing your insights, your journey to us. Of course, you're not just a business owner. You know you've had your decades of experience or years of experience as a media executive, as a manager, and I can see that that helped out. You know, in your decision making with your how you manage your business right now. So it's very useful for other people, really, your insights, your advice in entrepreneurship, in management, and in marketing as well. So yeah, very useful for all aspiring business owners out there, um, small business owners as well, and even managers who would like to improve their skills. So yeah, it's been a great evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Um, we have an exciting lineup actually this month and also in March here on Nomads Media. So we'll be interviewing people like Popsie, people like you who have their own expertise and also new journeys as professionals, as talents, as business owners. So for those of you who are interested, in the coming weeks, we'll be interviewing, I would say, professional public speakers, hosts, which is very useful. These skills are useful to us, business owners, creators, managers. We will also interview content and I would say media experts. So we have some editors out there, especially from Asia, from the Philippines, who will be sharing their, I would say, their wisdom and some of those tips when it comes to content, right? Content is not just for magazines and newspapers. It's everywhere. It's in tech, it's in business, it's in marketing. So we'll be bringing in our friends from the media, our editor and publisher friends. And then we also have friends from different industries who will share about freelancing, which is very useful to a lot of people. Like what you said, Pops, do it, start it right now, because if you're not ready with I would say with enough capital for your business, you can start as a freelancer. You can start something small on the side while you're working and saving up for your big plans. So these are just some of the things we'll be discussing here on Nomads, and I'm glad we talked about putting up or setting up a small business, specifically using digital media, and transforming your business, your small business, into a digital channel like Popsy Cakes. So thank you, Popsy,
Thank you,
and
Carlo.
I'll see you again in
See you
Manila
soon. I
online.
hope to see you soon.
And thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend and see you again in our next Nomad session.
Thank you.
Bye, Popsy. See
Bye.
ya.